All right. All right, so I'm Ken Mondschein. This is my student Bryan Larkin. And what I want to demonstrate here is using tempo and using also tactical footwork, which is related to that, in drilling. Because what I see all the time in people's YouTube videos is this. So, you ready, man? Yep. You ready? All right, let's go. Hook, hook, and there we go, right? And let's do that again, right? And go. Whoa. Right? Totally unrealistic, right? Nobody fights like that. And of course, the historical masters said, don't talk about that at all. They talk about being in the vor. In other words, being in tempo. And so, because they talk about being in the vor, you should also drill in the vor. So I'm going to show some simple applications and we'll get a little more complex. For starters, first thing, let's have Bryan take his distance from my head. So take your distance. Good. So he's got his measure. I'm going to plow. He should be chambered, ready to strike. As I raise up to my own Vamtag, he's going to strike me. It's going to come as I raise. Same way as I lower. As I lower, I'm struck in tempo. So there's a timing element to this drill, right? We're still not even adding any footwork. It's still very artificial. Let's reverse the practice and show how we can use this to make an invitation. So the first thing, I'm going to be here, and Bryan's going to be in plow, pointing at me, threatening me, and we're going to do Meyer's first Stücke of Vamtag. He's just going to raise, and as he raises, I'm going to nachreißen. I'm going to attack him in that action. So you ready? So as he raises, I strike. And there's his displacement. Again. So start there. Here comes the invitation. Point at me. So he's going to go, yeah, a little slow. Ready? And there. Make sure you get that point on me. So, in other words, he's making a slightly slower tempo and then he's accelerating. He's staying in the vor. In modern fencing, we'd say he's in tempo, but it's really the same concept. Again, one more time. He raises that. There we go. That's how he landed the wind. He can do the same thing. He can start in plow, and he can open to Albert, and he's a little bit off to the side, so I see this upper opening. Ready? And go. And there you go. He's got to be in tempo to strike me. Again. There you go. And I don't have the time to make that parry, right? Obviously I'm doing this realistically. I'm not just dropping my hands and allowing myself to be hit. That wouldn't be a very realistic lesson at all. Okay, what about footwork? Well, footwork is what we use to create tempo. So there, right, we're unrealistically in distance. So I'm going to take a little step back. Actually, Bryan, because he's the student, should be controlling the distance, but I don't want to step out of frame. So we're a little out of distance, don't move. So I can't really hit him. I can kind of maybe graze his hand. This is really where combat begins, right? This is the Zugfechten. And Bryan's going to now use those same sorts of tricks to get me to attack a little bit out of distance. So he can do, he's going to be in plow again, and he's going to take that raising with a little half step in. But he's not really, keep your weight a little back there, he's not really in distance. I think he's in distance, but he's not. But he can parry, and with his step, with his repost, he can do it. So ready? So take the half step in with the raising. And there we go. One more time. Invitation, parry, repost. Same thing with the hanging parry and repost that way. Now, why didn't that work? He didn't take the half step in, so he's not in tempo. Again, he's not in distance or in tempo. Half step in. With that, there we go. Same thing. Now, what if he wants to make an attack? What if he wants to sucker me in? So come a little more this way. Are we still in the frame? Still in the frame. Cool. So here, right, again, he wants me to chase him. So he's going to take, if he takes a step back, just an ordinary step back, I'm probably going to chase him, right? He's expecting me to do that. So be chambered, be in Vamtag, be ready to strike. He can take a half step back, and then as I take my full step in, before this foot hits the ground, he's going to use his Versal and strike me. Again, yeah, in tempo now. Ready, half, ready, half step back with footwork, and there's a strike. Let's do that realistically. He takes that half step back, and my strike is going to be linked. He's in the void. Again. There you go. And then from there, cool, good job. From there, we can start doing this drill with footwork, which we can't do because we'll run out of the camera frame, and do things more realistically. If this interests you, I'm going to be teaching, this is my class for IGX, and I hope to see you all there. Thank you. And turn it off.